Christina Meyer, and I'm going to be talking to you today about South Africa. The country that I'm going to talk about is South Africa, and the region will be Africa. If you look at the picture on the right, you could see a few countries inside Africa. So you have Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Nigeria, Chad, Sudan, Madagascar, and then down here, South Africa, which I will be focusing on today. Some demographic makeup of South Africa is the location. So the location is on the southern tip of Africa. The total area and the land that it takes up is 1,219,090 square kilometers. And they're listed below is the land and the water. The climate there is mostly dry with some rain. Subtropical climate is along the east coastline, and they usually have sunny days with cool nights. Some hazards that are in South Africa are prolonged droughts, and they have a volcano on Marin Island and in Prince Edward's Islands as well, which last time it erupted was in 2004. It's the only active volcano in South Africa currently. On the right is a picture of the volcano. The population in South Africa is 55,380,210. The ethnic group mainly consists of Black African, colored, white, Indian, and Asian. The religion in South Africa is mainly Christian. As you could tell, it's 86%. They have ancestral, tribal, Amish, or other traditional African religions, which are 5.4%, and Muslim is only 1.9%. The economy consists of trade, agriculture, and human resources. Poverty is on the rise there due to not having enough jobs for everyone. Education in South Africa has 26,000 schools and 425,000 educators. South Africa's education system is split into 3 levels: elementary, secondary, and tertiary. I will talk more about those in the next slides. More students attend public schools than private schools, and the university enrollment has increased by 13% in the previous years. In the background picture is children in school. They wear uniform no matter what, private or Catholic. So the education. So elementary education in South Africa lasts 7 years and requires the completion of grades R. So R is reception year, which is equivalent to kindergarten through 6th grade. Secondary education in South Africa is 6 years in duration, so it's usually grades 7 to 12. The National Senior Certificate or Matrix is the national standardized examination that is required to leave the 12th grade. So it's the test you take before you leave high school. I know now in New Jersey they're doing the park exam, so it's something similar to that. In 2016, the University of Cape Town led the Times higher education list of the best universities in Africa. So here I'm going to talk about the healthcare in South Africa, excuse me. The annual per capita expenditure on health ranges from $1,400 in private sectors to approximately $140 in the public sectors. The national public health sector, staffed by 30% of the doctors in the country, remains the sole provider of healthcare for more than 40 million people who are uninsured and who constitute approximately 84% of the national population. Approximately 16% of South Africans, which is 8 million people, have private health insurance that provides access to healthcare from the remaining 70% of doctors who work full-time in private sectors. Up to 25% of the uninsured people pay out of pocket for private sector care. So basically, this is saying that majority of their insurance is usually private. So the wealthy people have insurance and the poor people do not. So here's more about their healthcare. South Africa leads the world with the most counts for HIV. They have 70% of the global burden. Also, the life expectancy in South Africa is 60 years old. Some vulnerable populations on South Africa are the sex workers because they don't know what they have and they're transmitting from person to person. So their HIV prevalence is 57.7%. Another group that is vulnerable as well is gay men and other men who have sex with men with HIV prevalence of 26.8%. Another vulnerable population is people living below the poverty line. On the right there, I put a picture of a town in South Africa. If you could see the way they live, the houses are falling on top of each other. There's wires on the roofs. They barely have windows. They're using metal things as doors, and they're right on top of each other. One way to eliminate health disparities is proposal for national health insurance. So there's been many protests in South Africa recently for demands in national health insurance. The people in South Africa believe everyone should be covered. They see the way America runs healthcare, and we have the Affordable Care Act, and how everyone is covered. South Africa people think that they should all be allowed healthcare. And the picture on the left is them protesting for national health insurance. Some needs and solutions in South Africa. So South Africa needs to improve its overall economy. So the way they could do that is income inequality harms growth and is socially disruptive at its current level in South Africa. The barriers to employment, such as rigid labor legislations, needs to be lowered. So that means that they need a lot more employment. They need to drop the labor laws, and this will allow more people to get jobs. Another way to better improve the economy is with innovation and entrepreneurship. It should be encouraged. People that come up with these great ideas should be encouraged to start their own business and help boost the economy in South Africa. Another way was to increase employment levels and implement measures to create a more equitable distribution of wealth and opportunity. So this means just create more jobs. So if people are coming up with all these ideas for businesses, that creates more jobs for people and more opportunity. Here's a picture on the right of someone that painted their hand in the flag of the country and giving a thumbs up. Here's my references I used for this presentation, and that's all.